I'm back with the biggest crypto airdrop alpha from the past week. So let's jump right in and start out by talking about the MON claim. Now this claim period is only live for a couple of weeks. You have to claim by November 3rd, otherwise you may forfeit your tokens. So do go connect all your different wallets and socials to see if you're eligible and save your claim. Now, as of right now, when you make your claim, you don't get to see how many tokens you get. That will come on October the 28th. However, you do get to see the quality level or the tier of your airdrop. There are 6 different tiers. The bottom one is participation and the top one is community last. And each tier is going to get progressively larger and larger airdrops. Now, in terms of the eligibility criteria, you could be eligible based on your socials, for example, your X account, Farcaster, or even your GitHub if you're a developer. In terms of on-chain activity, they have rewarded just DEX traders, including Hyperliquid and other perp DEXs, DeFi protocol users, including all these ones listed here, NFT holders, there's a whole list, and then also active participants in DAOs on major DeFi protocols. Now, the interesting thing here is that it looks like they did not reward testnet users. And if you watched my videos previously on this channel, I have always mentioned that there are millions of testnet users on MON trying to farm it. And I thought it was extremely negative EV in terms of wasting time trying to compete and transact on testnet when you would probably end up with really peanuts. But now it looks like they're actually excluding testnet transactors from the on-chain criteria completely and focusing more on these other criteria, as well as if you had certain roles in the MON Discord. A bunch of other random ways you could have got this include using the Legion fundraising platform, backpack users, fantasy top heroes, if you participated in Echo fundraising rounds, etc., etc. In any case, it's definitely worth checking all of the possible ways you might be eligible. You never know if you're active on Farcaster, for example, or if you ever participated in these fundraisers on Legion or Echo, you could be eligible for some tokens. And then the other thing that's a part of this is that if you connect a bunch of different wallets and social profiles that are all eligible, you can actually stack and increase the tier level or the strength level of your airdrop. So for example, you might have one wallet that's eligible for top 99%, and then if you link it with your Twitter profile, it might bump you up to level 3. So it actually could be beneficial to link different wallets and socials here in the portal. And then yeah, it looks like the token will actually be finally launching in November. So congrats to people that managed to get an allocation for this. And if you wasted a lot of time transacting on the testnet to get nothing, I'm sorry for your wasted time, I suppose. I never thought that it would be worthwhile, but I am surprised that they have completely excluded all of those users. I thought maybe they would include at least sort of the top 1% or 5% of testnet users. Anyways, let's move on now to the next biggest news of this past week, which is that Meteora is finally launching the MET token. Now, this one is going live on October 23rd, so a little less than a week as of the time of this recording. Now, right now, you have a decision to make. Do you want to receive your entire MET allocation on day one in the form of the MET tokens, or do you want to receive it in the form of a liquidity distributor NFT? Now, it sounds a bit complicated, but the TLDR is that if you opt for the liquidity distributor NFT, then you're basically going to be getting a portion of the fees from the MET liquidity pools on launch day. You earn trading fees from the launch. The fees are earned in USDC, and then if you withdraw your position, you'll receive a mix of MET tokens and USDC. You can withdraw it at any time, and so there is some potential upside to be had here. Now, they've capped the total token allocation for this at 100 million. Currently, it's at 82% capacity. Yesterday, I think it was at like 70, so it is going up relatively quickly. You'll have to decide soon. And there's also a long post here talking about exactly how this works. Now, the minimum price of the pool is 50 cents and the max price is $7.50. But if there's a lot of volume on trading day, then the fees could be quite juicy. And personally, I opted in for the liquidity distributor NFT. I'll take my allocation this way and I'll monitor it closely. Since there's no lockup, we can withdraw it at any point. And the other thing that I really actually like here is that if your wallet was previously compromised, the one that you farmed Meteora with, you can actually set a different beneficiary wallet to receive the airdrop for you. I think this is something that a lot more airdrops should implement, because I know many instances where people have had wallets compromised and then not only lost whatever assets they had in the wallet, but were also unable to collect to claim the various airdrops and incentives that they're eligible for. So Meteor is launching next week. I think this one's going to be big. If you do opt for the liquidity distributor NFT, I would recommend monitoring the situation on the day of, so that you can pull your LP if you feel like it's going in the wrong direction. Okay, next up, let's talk about OpenSea. So wave one of their treasure chest voyage farming thing is over. Now this one has had really negative reviews on X. The TLDR is that basically it was like a lottery. So you leveled up your chest by making swaps on the platform and buying and selling NFTs. And then you had a chance to win different prizes from the prize pool. A lot of people seem to have gotten half of what they paid in fees or less when they opened their chests. And so there's a lot of negative sentiment around that. If you did farm this, go open your chest, see what you collected. Personally, I definitely didn't make back the money that I spent on fees for this, but the only other upside is that this is going to be relevant for the C airdrop. And we have some news on that as well. This was just posted today, and the TLDR on this is that they're not actually launching the token until Q1 of 2026. So we have to wait quite a while yet to see this. That, in my opinion, is a big negative. They have been hinting and sort of dangling the carrot on this one for a long time, well over a year at this point. But the positive from this announcement is that 50% of the supply is going to be going to the community, and half of that is going to be in the initial airdrop claim, which goes to both historical traders and people farming these ongoing campaigns. But half of 50%, so 25%, is going to be the initial airdrop amount, which is definitely massive. It's not often that you see a protocol airdrop 25% of the supply on day one. Now that said, moving forward, they're going to continually have these treasure chest voyages, and every wave you have to level up your chest and see what you get. I probably won't be participating in that much. You could do the little voyages that are relatively quick and easy to complete and get some experience points, but in terms of burning thousands of dollars in fees to rank up to the top level chests, it doesn't seem like it's worth it. I've seen plenty of people that made it all the way to the top chest and then got back less than half of what they burnt in fees. So it really is a lotto ticket in terms of the rewards from opening these chests, but by opening at least a chest, then you'll be at least earning something towards the TGE coming next year. All right, next up, we've got the eligibility checker for Turtle. This was part of some of my multi-airdrop farming videos from last year. So if you farmed DeFi protocols, staking, restaking, a lot of them were also incentivized by Turtle, and you can check your allocation now. There's a couple of different buckets. The yield boost is basically an additional reward on top of your ETH staking and restaking. So if you farmed EtherFi, EigenLayer, a bunch of different DeFi protocols, Mitosis, etc., then you may be eligible for some tokens. Next up, we got Wallchain. So they announced that they're launching a Genesis NFT. They're kind of running back the Krypto playlist. If you recall, when the Krypto NFT launched, that one ran up to a floor price of, I believe, over 10 ETH at one point. I'm not sure if this will hit the same level. However, it will certainly be interesting to see what happens. If you are already on Wallchain, make sure you connect your wallets. And if you're not, it's free and easy to sign up. You just connect your X profile, and then when you make posts about different protocols, you can earn points for that. Next up, I got a couple of pieces of new alpha for you. So for starters, we got Mega ETH. Now they are launching an ICO. I'm not even sure if these guys are going to do an airdrop at all, but they launched an ICO, and right now all that you can do is register your interest in joining. So if you are curious about this, it takes a couple of minutes. All you have to do is sign up for the Echo platform and then connect it here to the Mega ETH ICO page. Now this one will require KYC, so you can decide whether or not you want to go through that process. Personally, I registered my interest in this. They haven't even released the tokenomics, the valuation of the round, etc. So I need to see that before I decide whether or not I want want to get in on this. However, if you don't register your interest, then you won't be able to join. Next up, another new piece of alpha that just came out or that just popped off on X is this ETH gas initiative. So these guys are trying to optimize gas on Ethereum. And right now, if you connect your X account along with your wallet, you can get a report of how much ETH you've spent on gas. Now, some of you may not want to know how much you've spent on gas. This is just my demo wallet here for the channel, and it's already spent almost 1 ETH on gas, but I have seen people that have spent literally hundreds of ETH. Anyways, at this point, what you can do is get this little card by signing up, and then you can collect points. They call them beans, and supposedly there's going to be incentives in the future, potentially some tokens, potentially an airdrop for participating in this. So yeah, how much have you dropped in ETH gas money over the years? Let me know down in the comments. All right, next we've got D-Bridge Finance. So this is one of the bridges that can bring you between different L2s and Solana. Season 2 is complete, so it looks like we're going to be getting another round of the DBR airdrop soon. Next, if you had a vested balance from the Caldera or the Era airdrop, you can now start that unstaking process. So go and check that if you have any tokens outstanding. Another claim that you might have missed was Season 3 of Metamorphosis. This one is for the Cook token, so do collect that if you farmed it. That is it for my little roundup of this week's airdrop and crypto alpha. As always, if you want to get these updates in real time, join my Discord. All you have to do is sign up on Patreon, costs $5 a month. You can join us, get all the updates here in real time, and then join our Inner Circle channel where we're always chatting, discussing strategies, and just having group therapy sessions when markets are down. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.